Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Umbrella Fight. My name is Nathan, and today we're going to talk about the only thing that matters on this podcast, and that is video games. To my right, I've got my co-host, Devin. How you doing today, man?
Oh, I'm fantastic, Mr. Nathan.
Yeah, heck yeah. And then across the way here, I've got John. John, what you watching there, buddy?
Man, that BF6 multiplayer.
Let's go.
I just had to watch it again because it looks so cool.
It's pretty sick, man.
Yeah, I'm doing great, by the way.
Good. Oh man, you look like you're on cloud nine over there.
No, yeah, it's been a great day.
Hell yeah, that's awesome. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we'll usually start off with talking about. Tell you what, let me pivot real quick and do some housekeeping. We've got a YouTube channel set up. We're going to be uploading a playthrough of a new indie game called Heartworm. It's really interesting. Looks kind of like old school Resident Evil, Silent Hill vibe. So we'll see if that's any good. And then we recently just got everybody rolled out to the Apple Music platform, Good Pods, all those other places where you get your podcast. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell your dog. He might want to listen too.
Woof.
Anyway, housekeeping's over. I hate housekeeping. Let's move on to what we've been playing. Woof. Okay. That's a thing that's I'm gonna commit to the internet here at some point. Devin, what have you been playing, brother?
Oh man, I have played not a ton of video games, but it has been a little bit of Runescape. I'm kind of going with the flow of the world.
Old school
right
Runescape.
RuneScape.
The old school Runescape.
Man,
got it on the phone. It's one of those mobile games. It's the
you can play it on your phone.
Oh, dude! 2018 they came out with the mobile version, and it is fantastic.
Am I throwing?
Bro, okay.
I think you just like destroyed part of John's life because he's gonna get sucked into that.
The old school RuneScape community has been slowly, not even slowly, it's been expanding rapidly since 2018 once they released the mobile version. I mean, before then it had been growing. We talked about this a little bit last week.
It's so much more convenient to just grab an app, you know?
But yeah, like a game that's so simple, click and, do the action. You can do it on your phone so easy. So when they dropped that mobile version of old school RuneScape, it just absolutely exploded the community. Those people who, you'd have to stick, you have to be at your computer to play the game. It's like now they don't lose any XP. They can just have the game roll. They can be cutting trees 24/7, dude.
Crank it away.
They absolutely they've been crushing it. They're sneaking up on World of Warcraft as far as size. Yep.
That's insane.
Yeah.
No, that actually is
WoW's
crazy.
the Titan.
Since 2018.
Yeah, so 2018 they've been rapidly growing. I think they're definitely one of the top 3 MMOs right now.
Good for them.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, they are doing insane work.
That is cool to see a game like that get its flowers.
Yeah, and they've put in the work, man. They've really catered to their community, and I think that's been their biggest growth factor is the changes that they made. We talked about this a little bit last week, so I won't go too far into it. But their system, as far as their changes go, is all based on a community voting system. So you go to a literal polling center in the game and you vote on the potential patches that you want to see.
That's awesome.
And if the community isn't, I don't know what their exact threshold or numbers are that they use to approve those changes, but it's significant and it requires majority of the players to be excited about a patch for them to actually push it through.
So I just want to make sure I understand. You're telling me that when game developers listen to the community playing the game, it makes the game better?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Is that what you're telling me right now?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm telling you. Yeah. Imagine that.
I don't believe
developers listening to their players saying, hey, I want to play a fun game. And this is how we want the fun game to go. And they're like, okay.
I don't believe it. We need a 5% increase next quarter. Make it happen.
Oh my God. The suits.
Let's
not get started on the suits.
The suits will drive us crazy.
We can't wander over there.
Not that fast.
You know what else is listening to the community right now is Schedule 1.
Let's go. Schedule 1, baby.
Nathan's a drug lord.
I love Schedule 1.
He is the cartel now.
So the thing about that's happening with Schedule 1 right now is it's doing exactly that. They're about to drop a new update that introduces a rival cartel. So there's going to be some actual pushback. I'm looking to have
start
somebody
taking heads, huh?
Get on my turf, and then I'm going to take that sawed-off shotgun that I saw a screen cap of, and I'm going to
go straight Heisenberg on
Nathan is looking for the ops.
Say my name. I'm going to say it to no one while I'm alone in my room.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that's definitely a thing that needs to happen. Is we said that last episode though. Just listen to your players.
Listen to him, man.
Listen to him.
Well, you know what? I'm really glad for the RuneScape team that they wised up and tossed a mobile app together. You know, I'm sure they worked really hard on it, and I'm sure it's amazing.
It's a robust app, honestly. They've done fantastic.
They did it
That was the
all
question I had.
in-house.
Like, how robust is it?
Yeah, I mean, they did it. The game was kind of tailored to where it, like unknowingly, they created a game that was going to port really well over to mobile. So honestly, because it's a click button game. Like you're using your mouse and you're clicking on what you want to do basically the entire time. There's very little like other mechanics to it.
So it's a clicker game.
It's
an idle game.
With more graphics to it.
Lovely.
More movement, right?
So I should play this thing.
I think so.
Oh, no. I'm scared.
Like I need another clicker game on my phone.
I'm scared to get into that because like the way my brain works, man, I'll lose myself.
Numbers need to go up, and that's all the game
like,
is.
Get number bigger.
Oh,
like,
dude,
I have to step away from Balatro sometimes. So like I don't know.
God, I love Balatro
RuneScape is
so
a good
much.
drug, man. I'm trying to feed it to you. I'm trying to be the drug lord of old school RuneScape for you.
They're trying to get me hooked.
No, it ported really fantastic to the phone, just natively, just the way the game played. But they did a fantastic job of really pushing it through and making it feel good. Like it doesn't, honestly, I don't want to say I prefer it on the phone, but there is, like if you're a casual player, the phone is the way to go. The phone is an accessory for those sweats that play it because it's I never want to put down the game and I'm just going to continue to grow those numbers. They don't want to lose XP per hour.
Wow.
And you know, that goes around the clock. Their XP per hour, you can't.
There
you
are
can't lose
24 hours in a day. It
That's
turns
right.
out.
So they'll have their phone with them, and it's kind of that accessory for them. But for casuals, I mean, realistically, the mobile app is probably the majority of the way I would assume most people are playing nowadays, just because it covers all the basics. You don't really need a full gaming setup to play it. It's a simple game.
It's kind of awesome if you think about it.
Exactly.
Oh, totally.
Barrier to entry so easy.
So there's a game. Speaking of low barrier to entry as far as tech goes, there's a game that I had never heard of, and I bet you guys have never heard of it either. Although, John, I don't know about you. It's called Garena Free Fire. Have you guys ever heard of this thing?
Whoa.
It has over 1 billion players. Don't quote me on that number, but it's a gargantuan amount of players, and the reason it works so well is because it runs on shit computers.
Yeah.
And that's
basic economics, dude.
Their idea was, we're going to release this game and it's going to compete with PUBG, and it's going to take no effort of your computer, and we want it to be so dumbed down on graphics and requirements that people can play it in internet cafes, and that's exactly what they did.
Isn't it crazy?
It's fantastic.
Like, man, I could go on a whole
I got to
rant
look up the
about
current
that,
player
but
count. Hang on.
Man, like,
Yeah, you were dropping numbers there.
I know. I should really look this shit up before I do it. But
Said
give me a second.
billion.
Perplexity is really fast, but continue. Go
hey,
ahead.
Jamie, can you pull that up?
Right? Yeah, hey, Jamie, bro.
We need to get a Jamie.
Yeah, I was gonna try to be the Jamie, but I might not be that fast on the keyboard.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's
got
see.
Perplexity,
As of
that'll
mid 2025, okay, not 1 billion.
Okay.
That's a lot of players. No, but this number is still staggering. 82.6 million players.
That's a lot of people.
That's
That is a lot.
so many people.
That's a lot of people.
And then Battlefield 6 is over here. Look, and don't get me wrong, we'll get into BF6 here in just a second. I'll let you explain.
I'm itching.
bro.
Yeah, I know you're itching, bro.
Can't wait.
When it comes to Battlefield 6, their goal is 100 million players. I don't know. Garena Free Fire, being such a low barrier to entry on tech, is pushing 82.6. I don't know about 100 billion for Battlefield 6.
Because I'm
That's insane.
worried if I'm going to be able to run Battlefield
don't be.
6.
Well, okay, don't.
I mean, it does look good.
It looks amazing. They put a lot of time and work in their optimization. Actually,
good.
It's running on potatoes, dude.
Nuh-uh.
Yes, it's running on potatoes.
Define potato.
They have their official released requirements for it posted on Steam.
Hey, Jamie, can you pull up the specs
Now-
for that
No,
minimum
my
specs for
phone's
BF6? Let's look at
I
that.
know the recommended specifications are a 3060 Ti. That's
Hold on, let me
you're
pull
gonna get-
$1,000 out of my ass.
Well, the 3060 Ti, no, you're talking like $200.
That's not bad.
That's a cheap graphics card.
The TI always throws me off because I got a 780 Ti when it came out, and I spent nearly $1,000 on it.
Yeah, the 3060 Ti is I would say it's a middle ground card. it's definitely the middle tier as far as graphics are concerned with the TI version.
But it's beyond the 2000 model, so
but
at
for
least
your system
it does
requirement,
ray
we're seeing
tracing and all that stuff.
Man, we're seeing games come out now where they're requiring 3070s or 3080s for the recommended specs, not necessarily the system requirement, not the minimum.
You got to go back a hair because not everybody can do that, and you want your player
You're
counts
axing
high.
your player base.
You're literally cutting it. You're saying, "Oh, you're not good enough to play."
You're
our
poor.
game. You're a poor. Yeah, that's
You're
what
a
it.
poor.
That's what. And they may not be thinking that, but that's what it
That's
comes
what's
across
happening.
as. Yeah, that's
I mean,
what it comes
I
across
think
as.
I saw like some crazy stat. Like, I think it's like when Steam released like their averages for like what gamers use.
Oh yeah,
on
they
Steam.
do the
Like
survey.
and these
hardware
numbers
survey.
like might be wrong, but like I think like 60-something%. It was like a number like that. Like 60% of current gamers are still running like 10 series cards.
Yep.
Or like
I have a 9 series.
Like haven't purchased a graphics card in over like 4 years.
Yeah, it's been almost a decade on my end.
Yeah, I
don't
think
even-
I haven't bought a new graphics card in. I think I bought mine in like 22.
They come out so fast, and then on top of that, they're fucking expensive when they come out.
Yeah, me and Devin were ranting about Nvidia's yearly releases.
So it's looking like the most popular GPU right now in systems, according to the Steam hardware survey that was released last month.
Fact check.
I'm sorry, not last month at this point. It was June.
Yeah, it was 2 months.
Was a 4060 laptop GPU. So it was their mobile, but around a 4060, give or take, is the most popular.
Whoa.
Now, check this out, dude. The 2060 is their minimum spec to run the game, or a 5600 XT, 6 gigabyte. So it's looking like you can
2060, that's
run.
not bad.
And again, that's a three generation behind card.
Yeah, that's not bad.
You could probably snag a 2060 for like maybe
That's
200,
minimum?
$150. If you wanted to go with a new card, you could probably go grab like an Intel Arc or something like that for, again, that $250, $350 range. I think this entry point for a major title like this, with the graphic fidelity that it has, I think is I think it's a justice, and for the community. And I think the high level specs are recommended being a 3060 Ti or the it looks like a Radeon RX 6700 XT. I think those are fairly accessible cards.
I'd say so.
Again, the 3060 Ti, I would have to look it up, but I think I'm almost certain I've seen those cards on Facebook Marketplace in our area for around $200-$250.
The what? Which card?
3060 Ti.
But what about the minimum? I'm curious.
That's
what
the
minimum.
2060. So you're talking 3 generations behind a 2060. So
That still cuts off quite a bit of people.
2060 has what, 6 gigabytes of memory?
It depends on what the manufacturer is. They come in all sorts of flavors.
Yeah, I'm not sure for the 2060. I know for the 3060 there was 2. There was a 3 gig, or for the 1060 there was a 3 gig and a 6 gig. I would assume that it only came in
4,
a 6
8,
gig.
3 or 6, something like that.
Yeah.
I will say-
For most AAA games at this point, you're going to need at least 6 gigs to of VRAM to be able to run those games.
All I'm saying is I'm going to put my 1070 to work, baby.
Let's go.
Hey, you know what? I mean, it looks like you'll be able to do it. No
Just
problem.
lower the settings to stupid, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, he runs a 1080p, and then again, these system requirements are assuming you're running for
1440?
the minimum spec. It's assuming you're running 1080p. I assume so. For the recommended, I think it was the 3060 could run it at 60 frames at 1440 or something like that.
That's great.
Which is fantastic. I mean, like I said, I think they've done a great job at optimizing. Most games that we've seen, come out recently have been really poorly optimized. The game
100%.
file. Well, here's another thing. The game file. Think about the COD games that they've been dropping.
don't stop.
150 gigs.
If you want to install the entirety of what COD has to offer, you're looking at 400 and.
Well, let's talk about one of their games. So if you're just installing their latest
180.
multiplayer, COD is coming out. It's going to be 80 gigs.
Why?
Well, they're huge.
That's
maps.
sort of like I get it.
Here's the thing is that's including their battle royale. That's including their multiplayer. That's including their campaign. All of it under 100 gigs, which for today's standards.
I'm sorry.
gigs
I
versus
misunderstood what was going on here for a second. I was writing something
storage.
down. Yeah,
storage of the game, optimization.
But you're talking about Battlefield.
Talking about Battlefield.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Versus COD as far as the game optimization.
Yeah, I had them flipped around on accident in my head. It's been a day. That is a perfectly respectable amount of data for all of the things that you just listed.
I'm okay with it. I mean, because like you said, the maps are huge, the destruction.
It looks pretty
fine.
good.
And the
I
game
get
looks
that.
gorgeous.
But then the question, you have to beg the question about Battlefield is putting it on COD's plate. Like, why are you guys running 180 gigs?
This whole release has been a middle finger to COD.
Yeah, totally.
Genuinely.
100%. They're slander, especially the skins. They're
not
on-
holding back, dude.
I saw
They're
that quote today. It was like,
slandering COD.
Nicki Minaj doesn't belong in our game. It's supposed to be a military shooter.
Right.
Done.
Bro, I
that's
mean,
what your players wanted to
Get
hear.
Beavis out of here. Let me kill
Dude,
some
fuck off,
military
Cornholio.
guys.
We don't have time for your shit.
Jeez.
I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see Cornholio and Stan in Fortnite. That's where they belong.
Yeah.
And so does Nicki Minaj for that. And I belong in Fortnite.
Unless COD wants to which they have, completely rebrand what Call of Duty is into a cartoon game, which is
DOODY.
Again, they've kind of done it.
I mean, you know what it is to like be on Nuketown and you get killed by Beavis and you just get hit with a little self-defense, brah, and they just keep running. The anger that it brings in me to just see this stupid thing just running away.
It's so dumb. It's got a shirt on its head and
I hate it.
Terrible.
I hate it.
But tell me what you guys think of the stream they did. I know, Devin, you watched all of that bad boy.
I stuck around.
The whole thing.
Yeah, I had that
5 hours.
I had that puppy going all day long, and then I watched additional content. I was hyped up on this. I had to stop myself because I had some schoolwork to finish.
Yes, business first.
I was like, I had that running
Gotta
kind of on the
lock in
side.
here.
If anyone from my employers listening, I had you can close your ears for a second. I had this running basically all day yesterday during work hours, just because I didn't want to miss out what was going on. And man, it was fantastic, dude. They first off, it was a live stream of the game. I think they had a pretty cool setup. It was fun. It was a massive LAN party of a bunch of streamers that came together in one building. Set up, they started streaming, recording themselves, and they're all playing this, beta version of the game. And you know what? To say that they weren't just showing highlighted stuff; they were playing the game fully. I saw glitches, we saw issues in the game that were being worked out.
I love that they had a stream going on and that there were glitches happening, and Battlefield was just like, yeah, that happens.
Yeah, they said
fine.
they said it's a beta, and we're working on this. Expect
Great.
it.
Show that to me. That comes
you.
along with a
They're not
big
hiding.
honesty from the developer.
Thank
Yes.
you, Dice.
Thanks for letting me know.
The other thing that really stood out to me while watching the stream yesterday was they interviewed a lot with the developers of the game, and you got to really see the passion from the developers themselves on the features that they help implement. So they were talking about the maps and the way they structured and built these maps and put the obstacles in places and played around in testing of, should this obstacle be here? Should this vehicle be, turned in this direction or slightly in this direction? And how did it affect the actual gameplay inside of that map? And talking about how they poured so much time and love into making sure that the game just felt really good and was balanced and, it was an overall just great experience for the people who loved the Battlefield 3. And they specifically kept mentioning that. And I know that meant a lot to the Battlefield community, but it seemed to mean a lot to the developers as well.
Battlefield 3, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm not in that group. So BF3, catch me up. That's the good one.
3 was the pinnacle. Battlefield 4 was it piggybacked off of the successes of Battlefield 3, and it was a fantastic game. And then Battlefield 1, we've discussed this before, is a little more controversial. Some people enjoyed it. Some people didn't enjoy that
Divisive.
one. Yeah, it was fine. I think there's facets of it that were cool. I think there were facets of it that were not cool. And it was kind of the beginning road of them shifting how they were doing Battlefield. And then in Battlefield 5, I think was kind of
what
a
happened
flop.
there?
That
We don't talk about that or 2049.
yeah, there was that's one of those that you didn't purchase. If you have it, it's because you either got it for a major discount or
$7
for free or something.
You get it for free just to laugh at
2042. You didn't purchase. You didn't get it. You keep that out of your library because it's an embarrassment.
Man,
removed from
that was
Steam
so
library.
disappointing, especially when the trailer was so hype.
That sucks.
Like for 2042,
They did a great job with the trailer.
It was so hype.
And they just absolutely didn't. I saw a video yesterday because I'm just absorbing all the Battlefield content that I can. I saw this video of the 2042 trailer side by side with someone actually doing the same thing as the trailer, because it was like a in-game trailer, blah blah blah. And so they're going up this elevator into this big skyscraper building to the top of it to go fight, and the trailer looks amazing. I mean, beautiful. You've got this ambiance. You've got these vehicles. There's definitely some extra things rendered in this situation, and then you have a guy doing the same exact thing, just in actual gameplay that he recorded himself. And I kid you not, probably 36 bugs happened in the process of just getting to the top of the tower.
That's wild.
Literally, the elevator doors weren't opening and closing. He just walked through the door. Other players randomly appearing into the elevator with him. Man, it was atrocious. It was terrible.
What a train wreck. That
so it's
sucks.
like they pushed out this game that clearly was just cobbled together for a money grab. And the players saw it really quick, and they did not respond well to it.
With the advent and rise of the internet, there's no stopping the player base from communicating with each other.
Yeah.
It's a hive mind at this point.
I didn't ever have to experience the poor quality of that game because the community told me so fast to stay so far away.
I love that. That's great. And it might be bad for the devs, but sorry, not sorry. Make a good game.
Get good.
Get good, son.
Yeah, and I appreciated their approach again during that stream. It was constant. Their focus was, hey, we understand you wanted a Battlefield 3 experience, and that is what the majority of what they did as far as staying to the vision of the game in Battlefield 6 is they said, look, we're trying to bring back that same experience that you had, that you all loved in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 into the Battlefield 6 world with a modern outlook, and bringing it back to that current day time frame, right? We're not trying to do some weird different time, futuristic, super old. We're sticking modern. That's what you guys enjoyed. Battlefield 6 is delivering on all of that.
You got to give them some props for trying with the BF5, with BF1, 2042 even. They're trying things.
They had to,
and they're
redeem
listening
themselves
to the community.
Well, now that they've stepped in
Finally.
it.
Yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing. I mean, people really want your game, and they're going to. It's a make or break. Do you want to continue making this series, or do you not?
Really
and if you fail on this, you will lose everyone.
It's over.
I think they knew that going into this.
I think they know that this has to be the one. Yeah. And there's one thing you said, Devin, that I think sticks out. You were talking about when you were watching the dev interviews, how you could see the love that they put into the game, right? That's such a big aspect. Like how your mom will say, oh, I made this with lots of love or whatever. Right,
it tastes better that way.
We need to put love back into the.
Now, what's your secret
game
ingredient to your cake? It's love.
It's love.
What's the secret ingredient to the Battlefield 6? It's the devs loved the game.
Yes, there has to be passion. There must, because love is what's going to make it to where, this animation looks fine, but it could be better, so I'm going to make it better.
Yeah.
Right. If you don't have love, it's fine.
It's the small things that start mattering.
Exactly.
And like I said, them putting time into these little small aspects of the game, because let's be honest, they already had a framework to go off of. They knew what the game needed to do.
Yep.
So how do they take it and make it the best Battlefield game that has ever been released? Is they start with the framework of the one that worked. And then they start pouring love and passion into it from a perspective of creating something that stays true to what worked, but also creates a new game that can still feel the same way, but put modern features in it and use modern technology to make the environment feel better, to use physics that they would have never been able to do previously. In the destruction that they wanted to create in Battlefield 3 and 4, being able to put that into real life practice today with Battlefield 6 using modern engines and computing, the structure breaks, the way buildings are collapsing.
I saw that helicopter flying into that building.
It looks
Gosh.
amazing.
It looks excellent.
And from everything that I've seen, that's exactly how it functions. It's not just a trailer. I watched several helicopters fall into buildings and explode. And
Lovely.
It was amazing. And it just looks that way in the game.
That's so sick. I love that they're circling back onto what the community enjoyed, but I don't know all the details on this, so you may have to fill me in. But what are they doing different from BF3 and 6 that would really advance the genre? I hate that term, but how do you push things but also stick to your roots?
One thing that I saw that was interesting. So the sledgehammer that they used in the trailer, I'm assuming you'll get to use a sledgehammer, right?
I hope so. That sounds awesome.
It wasn't in the beta, but that was.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Devin, but was there melee weapons like that in any of the previous Battlefield games?
I think there was some, but not. I don't think like a sledgehammer. I think there was some sort of melee situations, but it wasn't quite as robust. It definitely wasn't a major factor.
So one thing I'll say that when I watched the trailer that just came to my mind, I don't know if you guys have heard of a game called The Finals.
I've heard of it.
So it's actually made by some ex-Battlefield devs. So that game, there's a lot of destruction aspect where you can destroy everything in the map, right?
Nice.
And yeah, so it's the destruction is awesome, but so there's like 3 classes. The heavy is one of the only classes that can actually use a sledgehammer, and the sledgehammer is purely for destruction. It's for causing chaos.
Yeah.
So I
just
love
like in
that
real
I
life.
saw that in the Battlefield trailer, because that means that you can literally just be that guy, and like you can just forego every objective and just like destroy skyscrapers if you so desire.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool that like at least from it looks like to me like they're really leaning into the destruction of just everything in the map, like even more so.
That's exactly how, like you asked, how are they going to improve on something that was already so amazing? Is you take it and you drive it and use modern technology to then be able to expand on it. And this is what I noticed in Battlefield 3. If you've ever played it, you'll be completely aware of how this works. But you shoot a building or open up to a window or something like that, and you want to expand that wall. You want to blow that wall up. That wall is going to blow up how it's designed to blow up. And that's kind of it. Well, how do you customize that and make that better? Well, those chunks that fall apart in a particular way, you make smaller, right? It requires more computing power because now, that small chunk, you have to do that multiple times over whenever you hit it with an RPG, a larger explosive.
You're exponentially increasing the amount of calculations that have to be done.
Exactly.
Wow.
And that's exactly what they did. When you shoot a particular structure, they've added more break zones so that you're able to really customize how you're breaking something.
Yep. That's sick.
Which is fantastic. You can go through a floor in the way that you want to go through the floor. If you want to bust open a wall, bust open the wall where you need it. It's not just take down the whole wall. It's not just take down a window.
That adds a layer of realism. Like,
of
course you would do
really,
that.
really specific with what you can do.
Your strategies change immensely.
And that's one thing that in the finals you can do. So I think it's so cool.
John, I'll pause you just a second. Devin, I'm sorry to say you have to head out, huh?
That is correct.
A prior meeting.
Yeah, got to
That's
get
okay.
out of here.
Me and John will continue conversation a little bit, but this might be a little bit of a shorter episode. I'm really glad that you were here. I'll see you later. Have a good one.
Thanks, everybody.
All right, be good. But yeah, so Battlefield 6 I expect is going to be amazing, and I hope you love it as much as Devin seems to be as excited about it.
I'm really excited for it because I had to push Battlefield like out of my mind because of some of those games. Like I had to be like, you know what, this is a relic.
Yeah,
this is a relic.
That's true. Yeah, I have a few games in my library that I've tried to go back and play, and I'm just going to enjoy the memory. And actually, the most pointed example of that is GoldenEye on the Nintendo 64. This is a hot take, but that game is not good.
Whoa.
GoldenEye is a fine game. It's not good. It's fine. It's like a 6. But I'm also viewing it from a future perspective because it's 2025 and that game came out in 97.
Wow.
So it's been a while. It's been a hot
Yeah.
minute. The groundbreaking thing with GoldenEye was that you could all play multiplayer together on the same screen, and Halo expanded on that with, linking all the Xboxes together. But going back and playing that single player stuff, the level design is mediocre. The frame rate's trash. The weapons are okay, if you can even differentiate between most of them. And does it matter? Not really. Silenced or not, that's the only thing that matters, right? But I'm getting off on a tangent here.
Yeah.
The game's okay.
GoldenEye sucks.
And for all, I can hear you guys through your car stereo screaming right now. That's okay. Be mad at me. I'll take it. What I urge you not to do is go back and play it to prove to yourself that it's good, because you will be sorry. And I hate that. I hate it because I have such good memories with that game. My friends and I stayed up for so long when we were young playing that stupid thing. But it is what it is.
Sometimes it's those like garbage games though. Like I played some Wii games that were like, looking back on it,
Trash
were
games?
bad. But I had a lot of fun playing them.
Good. Well, you know what? Isn't that the measure of a game?
Right.
We just want to have fun.
Yeah.
That's all we're trying to do. Yeah, so I'm really excited about Battlefield 6, even though that's not really my wheelhouse. I might wind up getting this one and playing with you guys, as long as you don't team kill me.
Hey man. Sometimes you just got to make sure like, if friendly fire is on or not.
Fair enough.
So
Yeah,
it might happen once.
that's really funny. Yeah, so I did want to talk about Battlefield 6. Obviously, that's the big thing on everybody's mind. We didn't really pivot to what you're playing right now, though, John. What's on your plate?
Man, so I got back. I was in Puerto Rico for the past 9 or 10 days.
Beautiful.
So I wasn't playing too much over there. I was touching grass. So coming back,
That game's great.
yeah, right. So coming back, I started playing Red Dead again. I just went right back to it.
Oh yeah,
And
just pick it right
it
back
was
up.
it was one of those things where like there was a moment of like, where am I and what was I doing? But once I was like talking to just a person I found on the road. But after I finished that and actually started doing some missions, I've just been playing Red Dead.
Just rolled back right into it.
Yeah.
About how far you think you are?
I don't know, maybe a quarter of the way through.
So the halfway point is. Have you played the game before?
No.
Oh damn!
Like
okay.
I have no spoilers.
I can
either.
tell you where the end of chapter 3 is, and I believe that's the halfway point. But it's a brutal.
I don't know if I've seen anything brutal.
All right. Well,
yet.
no spoilers. I think RDR2 is. I need to go back and finish it because I got to that halfway point, and it was such a devastating thing that happened. And on top of that, I was really
I'm
not
scared now.
No, it's crazy. You'll love it. It's a good story beat, but. I was also having huge issues with the load times on that game because I was playing on PlayStation 4 when it first came out.
Sense.
So I'd sit there for 3 minutes waiting for it to just load into the stupid game. And that's fine, but I don't need to go get a soda that often. You know what I mean? So I really want to get back into it on the PlayStation 5 because that's just an easy, seamless way to do it. I don't have to worry about my own
playing
computer.
it on PS5 is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Like
Seems like the loading times would be better. In
yeah,
that scenario.
they haven't even been an issue.
Sick.
I play on. So downstairs we have an 80-inch 4K TV.
God dang.
And so that's what I've been playing it on, and it looks awesome.
I bet.
So like it's funny because my dad, it's happened now on like 3 or 4 occasions where he's like walked by while I've just like been playing Red Dead, and he's like, "What movie are you watching?" Which is like
what a compliment.
So cool.
Good, and good on Rockstar.
It's like I'm playing a game,
This ain't no movie,
but
Dad.
Red Dead is so good. Like the character that is Arthur Morgan, right? Like I had a preconceived notion on what he was gonna be, and I was completely wrong. Like I was completely wrong. I
love that.
I was right a little bit, right? But there's so much more depth like to his character.
Yeah, the sketchbook you mentioned to me.
The journal,
yeah.
like I've been reading his journal, like every time, like it'll tell you like new journal entry, and I always read it every time.
I bet you get a lot of good information out of that too.
Yeah, because it's you're essentially like whatever mission you just did or whatever you just did, even if you like just meet somebody randomly, right? It's like Arthur will like write down like how he felt in that moment, and will also sometimes write like he'll sketch a picture. So like the mission that I played that kind of got me in the feels that I'd messaged you about. So I was playing. I went back to camp and I got a letter from a Miss Mary Linton, and so I was like, he has a girl, like there's a damsel here in Arthur's life, and I was really excited to play that mission because I'm like, no way, Arthur Morgan. And so like, you find out that this character, Mary, was kind of like, from Arthur's perspective, kind of the one that got away.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's like due to what Arthur did, rolling around with Dutch, right? Her family, specifically her father, did not allow for her to see Arthur. And so what you're seeing is that he wasn't able to pursue this relationship because of the lifestyle that he chose. And so in the mission, Mary shows up in Valentine actually looking for Arthur to help her find her little brother. Her little brother like joined a cult or something like that.
I love missions like that.
Yeah, her brother like joined a cult. And so she comes back because Arthur, with his lifestyle, what he does can
the
help.
outlaw.
Yeah, and so you see Arthur kind of get a little frustrated because he's like, oh, so now I'm good enough that your father sent you over here for you to find your brother. I'm good enough.
Now that you need
now
something
that you
from
need
me.
something, now I'm good enough
The
for
plot
you to
thickens.
talk to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa. So you actually, the player gets to decide if you're going to help Mary Linton or not.
Okay, that branch in the story is uniquely Rockstar. It's so
Right.
Rockstar, and I really love that they attached like an emotional weight. Like that's
Yes.
a story. That's a really good
No,
story.
it was so good, and like you almost see like. So the way that like Arthur is like looking as like you decide whether or not to help.
Did you help her or not?
I did help her.
Ah, you big softy.
I am. No,
that's great. I love that.
She got me. And so, I help her. And so like, Arthur being Arthur, gets the brother. Everything goes great. He finds the brother, all that good stuff, which a whole nother little thing in the mission kind of happened. I guess the reason that they went to Arthur is because Mary's little brother actually looked up to Arthur. So they were
like big brother type thing.
Mary was kind of like, he'll listen to you, so he's talking to the little brother. I forgot.
I did this quest. You jogged my memory with the he'll listen to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I remember that, but keep going.
Yeah, no. And so he gets the brother, and the brother actually like runs away because he's like, oh, like this is my decision that I like made. And like, this and that, whatever. And like actually to the point where like it escalates to where her brother actually tries to kill himself.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's
and
hardcore.
like holds a gun up to his head, and Arthur has to like, you have to dead eye and like shoot the gun out of his hand.
Oh,
And
that's sick.
being honest,
Did you miss?
I failed a couple times because
Hey man, save scum that shit.
because I missed. But thankfully you could retry the checkpoint.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, he died once or twice.
Well,
But when I saved him, it was a really dramatic scene too. Like you were literally at a railroad crossing, like a train passed in front of you, and like they were talking to each other as the train was passing. It was kind of crazy.
I
know,
man.
Yeah,
Rockstar is so good at the
I
cinematic
know, dude.
presentation of things. It's so impressive.
And like finally at the end, like it's like the kid gives Arthur a hug, and he's like, and it's like I'm seeing this side of Arthur that like I haven't seen up to this point, and so. And he tells the kid, like essentially like find what you love and do that, like that kind of advice coming from a man like Arthur. So you bring the kid back, he reunites with his sister, and they get back on the train to leave. And Mary has a moment where she kind of like walks into the train car, but like walks back to address Arthur. And she's looking at him, and it's like she's kind of stammering a little bit because like she doesn't know what to say to him. And
what do you say in that situation? I don't know.
And she like at one point gets flustered, and she's just like, Arthur Morgan, you'll never change. and then walks back into the train car, and the train goes.
Oh man.
And so like that
what,
hit
what a well-written mission.
That hit, yes, it was. And so then the mission ends, and Arthur is sitting on the steps of the railroad station, and he's just like writing in his journal, and that's how it picks up, and you can now control him again. So immediately, right, he's like writing in, and he's saying something to the extent of like, I sure hope that I don't make myself look like a fool for Mary again, but somehow I suspect I will. So
Arthur knows who he is.
Arthur knows who he is, but that mission was so crazy.
Yeah, that's bananas.
Because that mission, like, is just another layer to Arthur Morgan. But I've been because I played GTA 5. I beat that game, and that game was crazy in its own right. But Red Dead is like a different level, I feel like, because you're not switching between characters. You're just Arthur.
You know what? That's actually a really good point.
Yeah, you're just
changing
Arthur.
The characters up is a unique way to do stuff, and it can lead to some really good variety. But also, you don't get that behind the shoulder. I'm watching this whole scenario play out with this dude, and it removes a little bit of the role playing kind of aspect. You know, because when you're doing RDR2 and you're playing as Arthur Morgan, like what would Arthur do? Oh, I got to go hunt real quick to feed my camp or whatever, and all that stuff's going on. But yeah, it's switching between characters in GTA 5, while novel and really interesting. I also don't just love the GTA 5
I like
characters.
just being Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur is a multifaceted character in a way that I think a lot of GTA stuff really isn't.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed.
Who knows?
Really enjoying Red
GTA
Dead.
6 might be badass.
Hey man,
I hope so.
Lucia.
I don't. Is that what the female
That's her
character's name is?
yeah.
Lucia. Who's the male guy?
I don't know.
Oh, doesn't matter.
Who cares?
That's funny.
Who cares?
Oh man.
No, I'm thoroughly enjoying Red Dead.
Sick.
Aside from that, I've been playing multiplayer games. Last night I was playing Marvel Rivals.
Man, everybody's playing that. I see a lot of friends list players that are playing
Marvel
that
Rivals
game.
is especially. I was such an Overwatch geek. Like I played a lot of Overwatch. So Marvel Rivals.
So Marvel Rivals is like an Overwatch-ish, but with Marvel characters.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's really fun. I think just being real, since it's Marvel, they could go in any direction. They can add like an infinite number of characters.
Yeah,
to
they
the
have
game.
a multiverse.
Yeah,
they can do whatever they want.
And so I think like Marvel, because Marvel Rivals hasn't even been out a year. I think
Are you serious? Really?
In October it'll be a year.
Whoa,
since it's been
I didn't
out.
realize that.
Yeah, and think about how popular it is. It's only like a 9-month-old game.
Wow.
And like they have so many options. And even just like what's crazy is like they're perfectly set up for like skins and everything too, because you have, Wolverine, he has a bunch of different costumes and stuff that he's been wearing across since when they started writing comics of Wolverine, of X-Men. So you have all of these skins that it's like you don't even have to make them. It's just we're just going to pull from this issue where Wolverine wore this thing for this specific battle, and you can just buy that skin.
That's crazy. Yeah, so it looks like the actual stats on this player count. I was curious, what's the player count on this? December 2024 is when it launched. And then
December
within 72 hours, this says over 10 million players.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
That's a lot of players.
That's a lot of people playing Marvel Rivals.
That's way cool. It looks like it's dwindling down, but the latest number that I saw from January 2025 is about 360,000. That's a lot of people still.
That's still a lot of people.
Still a
but
lot of people.
That is kind of a big drop off, though.
But you also have to remember that in an initial launch of a game, you're going to have this giant surge, especially with a property like Marvel.
Yeah.
Everyone loves some kind of Marvel thing, whether it's Spider-Man or Wolverine or whatever. So, that's to be expected. But still having over 350,000 players playing your game in 2025, it's respectable. Not amazing, but respectable, I'd say.
Nathan, I have an interesting question for you.
Sure.
I might pivot us here a little bit.
Okay, that's fine.
So I thought of this randomly. Do you think we will ever, cloud gaming has been kind of on the up. A lot of more people cloud game than there used to be.
Yeah.
Do you ever think we'll get to a point where we won't have consoles?
They're trying right now.
Everything will be cloud gaming.
Yes, I do think that.
How do you feel about that?
I don't love it, and I don't hate it either. Because on a logistical side, I'll start with the positive. On a logistical side, I don't want to have to spend $2,500 on a PC to make sure that I can play the latest, greatest, wham-bammiest game. Okay? That's too much. It's too much to ask, especially in this economy, and it's not acceptable. On the flip side, I like the idea of owning my hardware, and I don't love the idea of subscriptions for games either. I've hated it since WoW, and I've never really liked it at all. I don't think I pay for a single game subscription at all. I just hate that idea. But if the price point for playing the game is low enough and the cloud gaming works well with low enough latency, I can see there being a potential market for that sort of thing. And I think Xbox right now, don't get me started. I don't want to get started on Xbox.
Is in the gutter.
They are in the trash
gutter
right now. What's going on?
In the gutter.
So they are trying to push for that. Anything can be an Xbox type of thing. Man.
And that's so Microsoft.
It's so
by the way,
Microsoft.
that's so Microsoft.
Yeah, because they don't want to sell you anything. They want you to pay continually.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to sell you an Xbox for $500. They want you to pay $500 a year.
Yep.
Or whatever.
Yep.
And it sounds greedy to me. It feels greedy, and that's part of that. Why I gravitate towards the games and types of games that I do is in part, not in whole, but in part because of the rising cost on resources for games. And then on top of that, you've got these giant companies like DICE and Rockstar and all that stuff, and they have their wheelhouse, but they have to kind of stick to what's going to sell. And in a gaming space where you want to see something new and interesting, the new and interesting doesn't always sell, and in fact may not sell ever. So I feel like I've played a bajillion games from these large producers, and I gravitate towards these more niche type games. To bring it back around to what you were saying, I don't love it because they own the hardware, they own the everything, and where does the
You're paying for a license?
Yes, exactly. So where does the indie developer come into play here? Where do they get the dev kits? Where do they get the resources they need to make the games that they want to make, not what Microsoft is going to tell them is allowed on their platform? Because they're not doing that now. Game companies, they make their games in some kind of engine, they port it to all the things, they stick it on the store. If it's not egregiously content inappropriate, then you don't have to worry about it too much.
Yeah, there's some crazy games on Steam.
As things start pushing towards, a zillion people own physical Xboxes right now, right? And you put a game on the store, Microsoft's not going to tell you can't play this game, But what happens when they own all of the hardware and you've just got your controller, What happens if you breach their terms of service? What happens how is the player supposed to have a recourse except for I guess I'll just try another account and keep paying money for this company that could mistreat me potentially in the future. Devin, you're back.
He's back.
I'm back.
John got me off on a bit of a tangent, and I'm aimlessly trying to navigate this question, but it's tough.
I think it was a decent question.
It's a great question. His question was, do you think we'll get to a point where hardware is null and void and you don't need a console and cloud gaming takes over?
Yes.
I said the same thing.
Yeah.
But I was trying to lay out why I think it's a bad idea.
Centralized computing is a terrible idea, but unfortunately is, I think, the future.
Where we're headed, right?
Yeah. It's at least where we're headed now. I think we'll find the limitations that come along with that, with failed main like when you have everything centralized, if centralization goes down, then no one has anything.
Not good.
Yeah, what happens when Microsoft gets DDoS or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
They
right.
get attacked. It's over.
That'll never happen. Yeah.
It will.
Yeah, exactly.
It absolutely will.
Centralized infrastructure in general.
And it raises huge privacy concerns too, doesn't it?
It does. Huge privacy
I'm a privacy
concerns,
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And to be fair, by the way, there was a conversation that happened prior to the podcast that we're recording now, but I was playing devil's advocate, to be honest. I do think that privacy is of utmost importance.
Mm-hmm.
But it was posed to me by Devin. He said this.
Put me on blast.
No,
I'm
no.
just kidding. Go ahead.
I mean, it's a valid notion. What's the company that makes League? Riot.
Yep.
So Riot built this infrastructure to play this game, and League's free, right?
Free game.
You didn't pay anything.
Correct.
So you had to go get the download, and then you're allowed in their quote unquote house. Well, they still have to take care of their house. So if they're recording the audio from a game to ensure that nobody's being mistreated in their house, that was the argument for it. Like, they have to protect their own infrastructure, their own thing that they built.
I
They
hate
have an
it
obligation
so
to,
much.
actually.
I hate it. Like League's new Vanguard agent, which is like what they use now. It's malware. It's literally malware.
Yeah.
Yeah, the unfortunate part is, well, from your perspective, is you don't have to play their game. You don't have to install their Vanguard.
And we won't. That's the thing. We
right.
won't.
But I want a Rift.
But you want a Rift.
I
and
want
so
to
then you
Rift.
say, you know what? I will install it because I want to play your game, and that says that is your rule set. That's the unfortunate part. That's why it's still a topic of conversation, is because we haven't figured out the balance.
answer.
You can't tell these companies that they can't protect their own home, right?
Right.
If you come
Absolutely.
into my house, I will monitor you, and that is for your safety, that is for my safety and my family's safety, right? So you have to expect that whenever you release a game and you have it running on your systems that you're in charge of, that you're liable for, that you put the security in place to control that environment. And and unfortunately, in some cases, that means you lose privacy. We do the same things as employees.
Ooh.
When you come in as an employee, you lose your right to privacy when doing company work.
Right.
And why is that? It's because that's not your house. You're doing activities in something that is not yours. And so then you have to then give up some of your privacy in order to be there. Well, we're saying for that exchange of a paycheck, yeah, we'll give up that part of our privacy for work that we're doing with the company. That's fine. It's the same thing we're saying in a video game is, hey, in the game, the stuff that you're doing in the game can be recorded, right? That stuff can be logged. That stuff can be looked at. If it's outside of the game, and that's where the engine comes into play, or the anti-cheat system gets starts to get in that gray area. Is it's monitoring not just on the game side, it's monitoring your system, and that becomes now I'm not in you're monitoring my system that is not fully integrated into your system. Yeah, I'm touching base with yours, but you're monitoring way more than I'm monitoring you.
There needs to be a line. And then
Yep.
I feel like companies that have in the past mistreated their player base, they've destroyed all of the other companies' goodwill for their players, because now players don't trust companies at large.
Correct. Not at all.
I don't trust Microsoft to hang on to my data. I don't trust Riot to hang on to my data. I barely trust myself to hang on to my
Look
data.
at Sony. Sony's had a data breach like every 6
Every
months.
5 seconds over there. Yeah, fucking get it together, Sony. Jesus. But yeah, there is definitely some privacy concerns when it comes to like cloud gaming. But all that said, Devin is a bit right, because like it is something that they built and it is their infrastructure. And if you do want to participate in their awesome game stuff, you will have to make some concessions.
So
I do draw the line. Sorry to cut you
No,
off, but I draw the line at your house being built on top of my house. You don't get access to my BIOS. You don't get access to my kernel. You don't get access to the other contents on my hard drive.
Yeah, because it's like, why is your agent running all the time?
Yeah.
Why does your agent auto start
Why does
on my computer?
Why doesn't the service just start
And
when
it's
I launch?
because this is the thing.
client,
and
you know?
I'm putting on my tinfoil hat on saying this, right? But it's like
You gotta.
But it's like I know, just because of my work in IT, right? I know that I can go into Task Manager and turn off all these startup apps. However, for the person who doesn't know how to do that, they are actively being monitored, tracked, and their data is being sent to Riot servers every time they turn on their computer, because the Vanguard agent is set to auto run.
Right.
And stay that way even if you close out the game.
That's
Correct.
not okay.
So that's the problem where I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? Because it's one thing, right? The house analogy works when I'm in your house.
Correct.
Yep.
But as soon as I
Yes.
walk out the door and the door closes,
Yep.
I'm out.
That's why I say the problem hasn't been solved. And I mentioned this previously, the esport machine, right? What if that's your dedicated machine for these style of games? Now, this is another solution. Cloud computing could also be the solution to this, because I don't want to use my hardware to play on your video game since you have to monitor all of my hardware. So what if it's cloud computing?
Use yours.
I use your hardware.
I just remote right into a VM instance and be done with it.
I don't use my own hardware.
That's actually a really good.
There's still
idea.
flaws to it, but
Sure, there's flaws with most plans.
That's
Computers
why
are
it's
just
not
so
solved
complex.
yet. Yeah.
Solves the privacy thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry for our non-techies out there, man. We got pretty technical. on
We
them.
kind of did. We really did. But
It's
that's-
easy to
that's
do.
Okay.
Basically, corporations bad want data to steal and sell.
Yeah,
That's right. Yeah.
Corporation bad.
And to accidentally leak.
Hey,
Bro,
corporate.
yeah.
Didn't you hear what Romney said all that time ago? You were so young.
Mitt Romney.
Yeah, you remember that
I haven't
guy?
heard that name.
He
in
said
years.
corporate. No one's heard of that guy in years. I don't know why I think about.
What
him
did he
from
run
time-
against?
He was the
Obama?
Obama. He was the Obama candidate.
2008, right?
2008. Yep.
I was in kindergarten.
Oh, was that 2012? I don't remember. But nevertheless, he still failed. But it always echoes in my ears. Corporations are people too. No,
they're not.
They're not.
They're a corporation.
They're entities on paper. That is a collective of people. But I don't trust any of those people with my data. So that's really the bottom
I
line.
don't even trust myself with my data sometimes, bro.
For real.
Really?
Yeah. All right. And now that we've bitched about corporations again, which we're going to do again next
did
week,
it
probably.
again.
That's
we,
right.
We didn't
It's
talk
not
about.
intentional, guys.
We had somebody
Yeah, it is.
mention recently that we talk about microtransactions too much, and they're probably
Very
right.
valid. Very
So
Yeah.
we're gonna. I was waiting for somebody to mention it, and I was gonna.
We stayed away
put a
from it.
kibosh.
Hey, we did
we
good.
did good.
We did good.
We did good.
But on that top, no, I'm just kidding.
No, don't even. Okay, so real quick, we're going to pivot one last deal. We're getting close to our closeout time here. We did get an email in from Keegan. He says, "Hey, Umbrella Fight team, quick question for y'all. Have any of you played Ready or Not? It just dropped on console.
Woo,
This
great game.
Oh, this game
got a
has me in
player.
a chokehold. This is my first dive into tactical shooters, and it's been such a nice change of pace from the usual COD type stuff. The mission briefings alone create a depth of immersion. It's a little clunky in places, but overall the game is amazing. So I'm curious, have you played it? If so, what did you think? And if not, this is my pitch for you to give it a try."
Great
Keegan
game.
from Texas. Okay, John, why?
So
What's great about
I
it?
played Ready or Not when it came out. So
you've seen the jank.
yeah, I've seen the nastiness of it. So Ready or Not is a hyper realistic, like tactical kind of SWAT shooter. So it's kind of crazy what they've done to the game now, because now they've added a ton of different scenarios. So it's like you can enter in and you're like active school shooting, right? And you go in and it's your job to take out the shooters and save the students.
What a great title for a video game.
Ready or Not.
You got to do this.
So-
Go.
Now, this was one of those games where when we started playing it, you you can team kill because it is hyper realistic.
There's the
Realistic.
troll coming out. Here he goes.
I can't play this with you, is what I'm hearing.
Look, listen. I did get yelled at by my friend. An intervention had to be had, and so in Ready or Not there is a pre-lobby though, where all you do is like just buy stuff for money.
Yeah. It's like the PUBG, just farting around
When
guns.
we're in there, you're getting slaughtered. But
Sorry, not
when
sorry.
it's mission time, we lock in. But
Okay.
like it's really good because it's like you have to like literally you have the guy watching your six. You have to have a point person. You have to have somebody in the middle. Like you have to clear corners. Like it's really interesting the way the concept of the game works. And it's just really fun. Like it is. I like how he said it is a change of pace because I do play COD. So it's like it is a complete 180 from playing COD. But it is a very interesting game because it's almost like that male fantasy of like saving
people.
saving
Yes.
You are the
people.
hero.
It's like you're the hero.
I saw that on Twitter recently, or X or whatever. It was like, so men actually have fantasies about saving people? Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
I would love more than anything for a catastrophe to be averted by my hand.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
feels
let me
awesome.
save the world.
And I don't even want everybody to clap for me. I just want to do it.
Oh,
That's
man.
all.
What a feeling, huh?
I don't care.
A
I just
rush.
want to know that this
What's on
person's
the
life.
line?
Yep.
Yeah. Ready or not sounds
Boom.
like it's peeling some of those layers open.
No, yeah, and they've gotten a lot better. Like they've added a lot more details. Like
That's
one
awesome.
thing that's kind of crazy, and like depending on I don't know if this is the right way to say this, but like depending on the sensitivity of a person, and I'm not saying that as like a slight in any way.
No,
but
I mean,
like,
people have experienced different things. So
Yeah.
a school shooter situation might be over the top.
That's
for
what I
somebody.
was just about to
I
say.
get it.
Like they went into a lot of detail with like, you know, the blood effects kind of thing. Like you do see bodies and it looks really real. Like the dying sounds and stuff like that. Like
That's intense.
You can kind of hear, like, depending on what's going on, people screaming, you know, kind of thing. Like it's that situation, you know, it's that realistic. So
That sounds so scary.
for some people, that may be something that like maybe you don't want to play or maybe you don't want to do certain missions, but they did a really good job in the realisticness.
I'm gonna burst your bubble a little bit, John. I'm looking at the reviews of the game, and all of a sudden they became really negative. They were extremely positive.
Whoa.
What'd they change?
Looks like
It's the censorship thing, isn't it?
it looks like censorship.
Okay,
Yep.
I have to pump the brakes a little bit because I know what's going on in this story. And when you break down what's being censored and where the game is supposed to be going, which is consoles, what the amount of things that have been censored is very, very small. Very, very small. And it's things like nudity. Okay, you can't have a nudity game on an Xbox marketplace. That's against their terms of service. I get it. On the flip side, I understand why people would be upset about the censorship because they've been playing this game on PC for, you know, however long, and it's not the same. It isn't as intense. And you don't need that little extra layer of intensity, but it sure adds to the flavor of the game.
It does.
Here's
It's
a
what makes it
review. One of the negative reviews that's kind of popular, I guess, has a lot of interaction with
This
it.
review was helpful.
Yeah. This review was had some positive feedback to it, being negative as a non-recommendation. He said censoring the game that is known for being dark, gritty, and unapologetically insane. This game is supposed to be uncomfortable and offending. It's supposed to make you feel disgusted and horrible about what you're seeing. It's supposed to show you the violent and, unfortunately, the real world that police and SWAT and operate in. Forcing you to update on PC players after they have already given their money to you. He's just mad that they actually enforced it. But basically what he's saying is, hey, this game was supposed to be this raw, real experience. You know, it's something like we've talked about with CD Projekt. You know, in 2077, they took it to the full extent of this crazy cyberpunk futuristic world that has been overtaken with realistically a lot of adulterated content, right? Because that's where the human mind ends up going, and you have all this technology to support it, and it's just what people degrade all the way down to, right? I think that's kind of what he's getting at, is like, hey, this was supposed to be this raw, real game of this is what is happening in these situations for real world police and SWAT, and that was taken out. So you lose that same way Black Mirror is interesting as a TV show, is they take these concepts and they drive it all the way down to where you're really uncomfortable with it because they took it to the reality of something in that situation, you know, going all the way through and seeing the story unfold in a way that is just genuinely how it would probably go.
Yeah,
It's like the Twilight Zone on crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think just to clarify with Ready or Not, I believe the main issue isn't just the censorship on the Xbox Sony platforms. What I think the issue is that the PC platform also is getting the censorship.
So there needs to be
these people paid $30-$60 for this game to be raw and real and disgusting.
No, they're not getting it.
And now they're not getting the product that they paid for.
Exactly, yeah.
I get it. I 100% get it. But I still would put the brakes on the point of Xbox and Sony. Yeah, that's their call. Okay.
Yeah.
But then we come
Steam
full
has
circle.
hentai games on it.
Yeah,
already.
right.
So
Yes.
what the fuck are they worried about on
Yeah,
Steam?
seriously.
Yeah.
Do you know who plays Steam? People who are okay with seeing stuff like that.
It's true.
Yeah, correct.
It's true.
Yeah.
So then we come again full circle, right? So then it's like, all right, if you want to keep it, we have to verify that you're over 18 years old.
That's a topic for next week.
We come full circle.
Yeah, we can't
come
do
full
that.
Circle,
I have
bro.
huge issues
We
with that.
come
I can't,
full circle,
I
bro.
can't talk about that.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah. I think we're probably going to have to wrap it up here, though,
We
guys.
have to.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, John, Devin, thanks again for joining me. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys. And for those of you that out there that are listening and got to this point in the podcast, I want to say thank you very much for listening to us. Wolf indeed. It's really a pleasure to just talk, and hopefully you guys get something out of this. And if nothing else, I just want to remind you to pick up the phone and call your mom and dad, your friends, and just tell them that you love them, because life
Love you, Mom.
is too damn short. I love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
Yeah, we all three said
you,
it.
Dad.
Yay. All right. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Cue the music. Go. Boom.
Umbrella fight.